Hello, my name is Eric Macklin. I'm the chairman of the Nancy Griffin Fund, and we've been incorporated to raise money to not only build a new Nancy from the War of 1812, a model of which I will show you in a few moments, but also to prepare a harbor for the Nancy, which could be located anywhere from Port Union to Collingwood, Ontario, or to the port of Port McNicoll. Depends on where we raise our money and where the best location would be for the Nancy. For those familiar with the Canadian history of the Nancy was built in 1789 in Detroit as part of the fur trading schooner operations for the Northwest Company. And during the War of 1812, the Nancy was brought into service with the British Marine, serving as the Ontario Provincial Marine, and she basically was upgunned. She was modified to carry six-pounders, and she operated essentially on her same fur trade routes between Moy, which was used after the fall of Detroit during the War of 1812, and she served on the fur trading routes from Moy, which is now Windsor, Ontario, up to Fort Michilimackinac, and she also had a small base up the Nottawasaga River, and later that base was moved to Penetang. During the War of 1812, the Nancy was also part of the Lake Erie fleet. After the Battle of Put In Bay, which is the Battle of Lake Erie, she was the sole surviving war schooner from that engagement, and she came back up into Lake Huron, which is her main operating base, and continued to serve the interests of the British Commonwealth and the Provincial Marine in Lake Ontario, Lake Georgian Bay, up as far north as Sault Ste. Marie. After the Battle of Put In Bay, the Americans sent their USS Niagara, which is a large frigate, about twice the size of the Nancy, along with two other schooners, the Scorpion and the Tigris, to find the Nancy. They later found her in Nottawasaga River at the bottom of Georgian Bay, and there was an engagement there, which eventually resulted in the loss of the Nancy. However, within a matter of a month, the crew of the Nancy, with Captain McIntosh, Lieutenant Commander Miller Worsley, and 300 Chippewa Ojibwe Indians from the Manitoulin Island Band recaptured the Tigris and the Scorpion, which was later renamed the Surprise and the Confiance. And through that, we maintained control of Fort Michilimackinac and all of the Michigan Territory. And at the end of the war, we swapped the Michigan Territories for Southern Ontario. And essentially, the border between Canada and the United States remained at the 49th parallel. What we are doing now is we are now raising money for a brand new Nancy, and she would be based, as I said, in one of those three ports. And here we have a model of the Nancy. She is approximately 87 to 90 feet long. She weighed about 67 tons, and she would be the schooner based in this harbor. You can see she has 6 guns, 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. She also had another extra gun port cut here, so if there was an engagement, they could move one of the guns to the other side, and you'd be looking at four cannons. Don't move it. Basically, the schooner would be very simple to build. Her building cost would be approximately $5 million, $2.5 million from the private sector, which we are asking you to donate towards the Nancy project. And with that, we would have matching funds from the Trillium Foundation and from the federal government, and then she would be operating as a regular war schooner from the War of 1812. And she would operate around the Great Lakes, visiting a number of ports, from Collingwood, Port McNicoll, all the way down to Detroit, into Toronto, Hamilton, visiting the new base for the USS Niagara in Erie, Pennsylvania, as well as going over to Sackett's Harbor in Kingston. For further information, we refer you to our site. If you have a pencil and paper, her site, the website is at http://ca.geocities, that's GEOCITIES.com/Kings Harbor, KINGSHARBOUR @Rogers.com. for those wishing to make a donation. If you go to that site, it will give you our address. Or further information, you can always email us, which is the last part of our website, which is kingsharbor@rogers.com. And if you have any questions, please drop us a line. Once again, the website is at http://ca.geocities.com/kingsharbor@rogers.com. Thank you very much, and have a good day.